Guys,
Smile.
guys, I don't want to be an elitist, but I would watch this, and I'm telling you guys,
Holy shit, that fucking webcam is blinding my fucking eyes. Turn the brightness down, you fucking Pepe xQctl flashbang. Sup dude. Just so you know, your new camera isn't set to 90° FOV, which you said was the reason you got it. Smile, by the way. Watch.
chat, I'll fix it.
Get 10%
Chat,
off your first Square
listen,
order with offer code.
We've seen this before together.
Which you might be surprised to learn are.
I'm not being an elitist. This is probably the worst take at Poutine that I've ever seen in a video.
So now that we got a solid
And I think it's sad that it got that much good like
shapes.
feedback.
Notice that I'm leaving the skins on. This is going to make for a bit more of a rustic presentation, and poutine is kind of a rustic dish. Next up, we want to rinse all the starch off our potatoes. This is going to help them brown more evenly and prevent sticking down the line. Just keep rinsing them until the water runs clear.
I'll show you.
Like this. Then, maybe most importantly, we need to dry these French
I'll
fries
explain.
thoroughly. I don't know if you've ever tried throwing something wet into hot oil, but if you do, you're gonna have a bad time. So using a nice lint-free cloth like this one, we're gonna get these super duper dry, and then it's time to commence to the first stage of frying. If you've ever watched this show before, you know the best way to make French fries is to double fry them. In batches into a vat of 350° Fahrenheit vegetable oil they go, for about 5 to 7 minutes until they're just starting to turn lightly blonde. This par cooking process is going to mostly cook the potato through with that.
It's good for poutine traditionally to leave the skin on, right? But these are a little bit too big. The wedges are they're just too big.
Getting it
I said it.
brown. This is the color we're looking for, just starting to turn a light tawny.
This is
around
pretty
the
crazy.
edges. Then once all the fries are fried and evacuated onto a paper towel lined rimmed baking sheet, you can see I slightly overcooked a couple here, no biggie. We're gonna let these cool completely to room temperature and then place them in the freezer for at least 4 hours. This is going to make our French fry interiors nice and fluffy and creamy, and it gives us a little bit of time to work on our gravy. Now in the past I've shown how to make rich, dark, deeply flavored stocks entirely from scratch, but what if you want poutine now? Well, in that case, you can simply use some aromatics and fresh.
I'll say how it is. When you make poutine, dude, for some reason, the potato has to be like really well cooked to where it's like completely brown, but not crispy.
Herbs to amp up some store-bought stock. Into a large saucepan goes a little glug of the cooking oil of your choice.
I know it's weird, but it is what it is.
High flame until shimmering, adding our vegetables to brown. The more nice dark brown color we get on our veg, the more flavor we're going to add to our stock. You could also add some high-quality ground beef or chicken to the mix if you want to go really crazy, but I'm just going with some onions, shallots, carrots, garlic, and ginger. Once those are nice and brown, I'm going to add the carton of store-bought along with some fresh herbs. I'm thinking parsley and thyme. Get this guy up to a simmer and then cook for 1 hour before straining.
I didn't know that's how you made the
for amping up any
gravy.
store-bought stock, and in this case it's going to help us make a gravy that tastes much more homemade. Back into our large cleaned out saucepan goes 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter, which we're going to bring to a bubble before adding 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, which we're going to whisk and cook for about 1 minute until a light blonde roux is formed, into which we are going to slowly stream our semi-homemade stock, whisking constantly, making sure no lumps or clumps can form, and then we're going to amp up our gravy's flavor with a few splashes of soy sauce, and you know what? It starts with a W sauce.
Worcestershire sauce.
We're going to taste for seasoning. This needs a great deal of salt and freshly ground black pepper. Whisk that on in there, and then it's time to cook this down to our desired consistency. I'm going for a consistency almost reminiscent of gravy. Set that aside and keep it warm because it's time to tear off little chunks of mozzarella and roll them into balls because we couldn't find cheese curds. I know this is a really lame substitute, but
no, it's guys, it's not a substitute. It's a fucking disaster. You are not allowed, guys. That's like saying I'm gonna make a traditional Italian pizza and putting fucking brie cheese on your pizza. Like, what?
Sometimes
no,
you don't
dude.
live in Wisconsin or Quebec. Anyway, now we've fetched our fries out of the freezer and into some 400° Fahrenheit oil they go until they are crisp and golden brown. Their cook time is going to depend entirely on how much you par cooked them, so just keep an eye on them. Then once everybody's cooked and it's been allowed to drain on a wire rack, we're going to dump them into a large metal bowl and season liberally with kosher salt, tossing gently to ensure that we don't have any unsalted fries, which are a huge bummer. And then, as you might have
also something, if you're gonna salt something, salt the fuck out of the gravy, not the fries, dude.
imagine, poutine assembly is a relatively simple process. Fries down first, quote-unquote cheese curds on top of that. Canadians, please forgive me, I didn't have to tell you the truth, these look exactly the same. And then our nice thick gravy poured over top the whole deal, making the cheese soft,
Poutine doesn't have
melt,
salted
making
fries.
the French fries half crisp and half soaked in meaty, rib-sticking goodness. Hope you guys give this one a try for yourselves, and I hope for your sake you can find real cheese curds. This episode and many others have been sponsored by Squarespace because they've been an amazing partner in both bringing this show and my website.
Yeah, I don't know what you have to do. What was the possibly the worst broadcasted or uploaded ever poutine that I've ever seen did? I like this guy though. Nope. Guys, it is no hit against this guy. This is a fucking disaster. Guys, nobody has salt on their fries when it's in poutine, dude. If it's salty, it's because the gravy is super salty. Literally read the comments. So, okay, so how mad are Canadians at me on a scale of 1 to 10? I think the exchange rate that US 1.7 though. What? Okay, good one, dude. Oh, good one, dude. Good one. Non-beef gravy, not cheese curds. Heresy. True, dude. Pulls up mozzarella for gins. Look how they massacred my boy. Your cartridges aren't even melted. Okay. Okay. Next.
Watch this
Show actual one.
afterwards.
Sure, I'll show you some more.